So this type of situation that just happened to Micah right here, that's what that reminded me of. That's that fear that Rox was talking about our son going away to college on his own in the South in this fucking climate that we're in. I'm getting mad. Oh shit. What's up, y'all? This is Queen Sugar season 2 episode 8, the mid-season finale, Freedom's Plow. Let me start off by saying this episode or this recap is probably going to be the totally opposite of what you would think I should have felt on this episode. They pumped up the mid-season finale like this is going to be the most emotional, dramatic, riveting episode ever in the history of Queen Sugar. It's going to pull at your heartstrings left and right. It's going to make you cry. I felt none of that. Well, there was a small inkling of it that I felt it, but for the most part, no. So I'm going to get into it. Yeah, see, I just got done watching this, so I'm still in the mindset of what the fuck I just watched. Okay, so Nova heads to ATL, gonna meet with Dr. Joe. She wearing apprehension on her face like a fresh coat of paint. And he's down at the bottom of the stairs holding up her sign. It says Queen. It makes her smile just a little bit. And I thought that was cute. Then in the same thought, I said, dudes that call me Queen like that sometimes get on my nerves because they're not being genuine when they use it. They are not looking at me as royalty. They just using it because it's the standard thing to say. So I felt two kind of ways. I was like, oh, that's cute. That's how I was feeling, okay? So anyway, she's smiling. He gets in the car and he said, you know, I'm going to take you someplace. You know, it's not the typical place. You're going to enjoy it. You're going to like it. And she said, well, you know, he said, I want you here. And she was like, and I wanted to be here. He said, you know, I'm telling you, I want you here. Good, because I want you here. And I want you right now, right? So he gets out the car. Nova hop her ass in the back seat. He comes over to open her passenger side door and she ain't there. And then he said, wait a minute. Look from the back seat. What's really going on? Nova's like, shit, you said you wanted me right now. It's right now. So he hop on in the back seat and they gonna break it off a little something. They gonna break it off. So Charley gets the text from the interviewer saying, hey, come check out your cover. She pulled up the site. It says Charley such and such, the new and improved Charley West, you know, all that good stuff, the new authentic Charley West, right? So she had just hopped out the shower. She was washing her hair. I don't know if the word new and authentic hit her or hit home to her. Charley decides to not flat out her hair. She leaves it in its natural curly state. And I'm thinking, I need my curls to look like that right now because there's like no moisture up in this dude right here. And she's looking all cute and stuff. I was like, okay, go ahead, Charley. Go ahead, Charley, put it on. So she's sitting down for breakfast with Micah. And Micah looking at her, just smiling. He's like, I like your hair like that. Look cute. She's like, it's just, I'm just wearing it natural, Micah. It's not nothing special. He's like, yeah, but it's cute though. So I guess that Charley feels that being natural is her more authentic self, you know. She's not all permed and primped and pressed up like she would normally be. And I did notice that throughout this whole episode, Charley never put on her suits. She was kind of casual in every time we seen her. Usually she's suited and booted. She looks like she's all about business. But through this entire episode, Charley was pretty laid back and casual and natural. Got my thoughts on that, but I think I'm gonna do that in a PNTV one day. It's almost like with Alicia Keys when she decided to go fresh faced. She decided to, I think she was already wearing her hair in like protective styles and stuff like that originally, but then she starts to look unkempt, and they think that being natural you have to look unkempt. That's the impression I was getting from Alicia Keys. So Charley didn't go as far as that, but I'm thinking that with the downplay of the attire, that's being more authentic and more natural. It's in Charley's mind. Like, she couldn't rock a natural in a suit and tie, evidently. I don't know. That's just what I picked up from that. Micah does question about whether or not they're still going through with the divorce, with the breakup. You know, she tells him, yeah, that it's going to go down. Rock calls Aunt Vi up. Like, hey, Aunt Vi, you heard from Charley and Nova? I've been calling them. They ain't answering my calls. She said, look, her, don't put me in your damn mess. He said, that's not what I'm trying to do, Aunt Vi, but, you know, I got bills I got to pay over here. I got bills I got to pay for the farm. You know, I still need to have my paycheck coming in for my PO. She said, it's a lot of things I want to talk to Charley about. She's like, y'all already had that talk. You told her you were going to do what the hell you had to do to get it done. You told her to trust you. Well, get it down. But not now. Don't come back now. He said, well, you know, I didn't mean it like that. You didn't mean it. Oh, now you didn't mean it. Now it's time for you to show and prove. Now you didn't mean half the shit that you said is what you're saying. Boy, get off my phone with that shit. She hung up. I was pretty much like, look, this is not my party, not my clowns. But Wood come up to her and he's like, look here, don't worry about them kids. Don't worry about them cheering. He always say cheering. Them cheering. Don't worry about them cheering. Wood, you ain't that much older than them cheering, but okay. Because I was still like, as she hung the phone, like, I think I should go ahead and say something to somebody, you know, right? And Wood like, no, let them handle their business. They some grown ass cheering. Remy come in and say, hey, St. Joe's took a part of your interview, and they decided to print their own story, and it don't look good. Charley's like, okay, so what did you think about it? He said, well, you know, I really didn't get into it, but a lot of the other farmers are concerned now because some of the statements that they put in here, it made it seem like you're only doing this for shits and giggles, and once you get to where you need to be, you're gonna move on to your next big adventure. Blue, he asking Rod, like, hey, why my mom ain't been around? She ain't been here for dinner. We ain't had dinner together as a family. And Rod like, yeah, we have had dinner as a family. He said, no, that was me and you. And then I had dinner with her, but not all of us together. Did I do something wrong? Little kids always think that they did something wrong. So Rod has to assure him, no, you didn't do anything wrong. You didn't do anything wrong at all. Davis is out to lunch with the singer girl. Her name is Tamar. They have to lunch with her, and they start off talking about her single and the music that she's promoting, and it switches over to, I like you, you like me, check yes, no, maybe. I'm checking yes. But she said, but all this showboating that you're doing, I don't need to know all that. I want to see the gentleman that I believe that you are, the gentleman that I thought you showed me before. That's who I want to get to know, that gentleman. And he's like, okay, alrighty. Well, Charley and Darla are in the office, and Darla comes in like, hey, do we got a problem? I just want to make sure that we good. First, Charley said, you know, I don't know. Then she starts talking. She was like, you know what? I feel like I got ambushed because you knew about this doggone wheel and you didn't say nothing to me. And I'm like, really, Charley? Why the fuck would she say anything to you? And she's like, so yeah, no, we're not good. I'm liking Darla at this moment. Darla was like, deep breath, curtain pull. That wasn't my story to tell. I ain't got nothing to do with that wheel. And as your sister said, I ain't even family for real. So why would I bring that to you? I'm not your employee snitch. I'm not your neighborhood snitch. I'm not going around telling what's going on behind your back with Ralph on the farm. I'm not your Inspector Gadget. That's not what I'm here for. That I'm here to do my job, and I want to do the best job that I can do. Maybe you'll get past being mad at me about not telling you about a wheel. Dr. Joe takes Nova to this dinner with these highfalutin ass white folks. They're from all walks of life. Some good old Southern boys. One of them's a little bit President Zero-ish. I'm gonna call him Zero Junior throughout this review, just based off the conversations. Yeah, if he could build a wall, he would do it himself, brick and mortar and everything. That's the type of conversation that bro was putting off. And Nova was like, I don't like you. I'm not gonna really get into the conversations. It's just typical back and forth with the treatment of lower class people, with treatment of immigrants, and how whites feel so much more privileged, and if they could eradicate the problem or eradicate the people, then the problem would go away. And Nova was not here for it. At school, Micah is with Kiki, and her friend, come to find out her name is Lakeisha. all these Lakeishas and Kikis. While they're walking out the building, they notice that there's two brothers over there getting pulled over by the police. They got them sitting curbside. Why do they do that? I said this before on like another video, probably a traveling talk before, that when police pull, at least in St. Louis, when police pull over black people, they take them out their car, handcuff them sitting on the curb. But 9 times out of 10, if it's a white person, they get to sit in their car, out of the heat, undisturbed, out of cuffs. Plates probably ain't even ran for real. Or if they let them out the car, they standing there talking to them like, hey buddy, how you doing? Yeah, this happened to me today. And yeah, we gonna walk on over here, we just gonna see what the problem is. Look buddy, I got a few warrants on you. Can you explain to me what those warrants about? But black people, they sit their ass on the curb, line them up for humiliation. Even if something ain't wrong, they already got them handcuffed to curbside until they come back and say, oh, ain't nothing wrong with their plates. They ain't got no warrants. But shit, we ain't even got no social security number on these motherfuckers. Let them go. They clean. Then they'll uncuff them and say, okay, you can go on about your way. After they say some more harassing words to them. So Kiki and Lakeisha like, look, we need to stick around and see if everything's gonna be good with them. So they pretty much on the cop watch, right? The farmers have this meeting with Charley again, that they expressing the same thing that Remy said. They think that she in there for shits and giggles. The interview got them fucked up. They want to know what her commitment is to them. She tells them this long little story. So she goes and Charley is going to this little story about how when she was little, she used to come to St. Joe's. Like I said, she really didn't have no place at her father's house. She used to come to St. Joe's every summer. Because of the relationship that she had with the people in St. Joe, with the family, the fact that she was only here temporarily. When she got older, she stopped coming out together. And then she had to come back after her daddy died, right? So as she came back, she realized that St. Joe's was home. This place was a part of her. And so she's here for the long haul. It's committed. St. Joe's is in her blood. She's there for the people. I feel like she's saying all these words. She may truly mean them, but she's only saying them to impress Remy, because throughout the whole conversation, she keeps looking at him for confirmation. And I'm not fucking here for it. I don't know if I'm in a bad mood today or what it is, but I just wasn't fucking here for this right now. You know what I'm saying? Rod got Darla over so they could talk to Blue about why she ain't really been around. And she tried to kind of explain to her that, you know, she has to work. She already had a fucking job, but she uses the job as an excuse for her not being around, because she says she used to be sick and she got to get better, and so she's spending more time away. But if she could, she would spend all her time with him. They don't want to tell this little boy that mom and daddy got problems. Okay, he probably don't need to know that either, but still, the fact that you already had a job, that'd have been my first thing as a kid. You already had a job. So when you wasn't gone this much, you know, you was here at night. When I woke up in the morning, you was here. So I hate the fact that they're using that job, but like I said, he's only 3, 4, whatever the fuck how old he is. So I guess I kind of understand. She's saying that, you know, she got her 2-year anniversary for her being sober, and Rod's like, that's tomorrow? And she's like, yeah, it's tomorrow. Blue want to go, but it's only for adults. So, but Rod looks surprised that he didn't know that it was till tomorrow, or maybe he just forgot that it's tomorrow. I'm still waiting on a motherfucking apology to come out of Ralph Angel's mouth. And at this point, Darla still ain't got one. I'm surprised that she only back in the house because fucking Blue was asking for her, but Rod need to offer her ass a motherfucking apology for treating her like shit, but he ain't give her that. So Micah calls up Davis to say, hey, Kiki and her friend Lakeisha want to come by the loft. They said, okay, we near downtown. He like, cool, I'm in a marketing meeting. You welcome to go to anytime you want to. It's your home. So while they're walking through downtown, Kiki like, hey, ain't that your daddy right there? He's still sitting there with the singing Tamar, and the other girl like, yes, and that's tomorrow. I love her. Micah gets upset. He rushes in and like, okay, but you just moved on that fast? You picked up another one, huh? And you know, he's referring back to the hooker that daddy cheated on his mama with. And he like, yeah, you got another one already that quick? Davis like, whoa, slow your roll, son. He say, look, I can't believe you lied to me. You was a liar. You lied to my mama. You just lied to me like a doggone hour ago. And then turn to sister girl and say, hey, trust me, baby, he gonna lie to you too. And then he storms up out of there. Vinewood was joking earlier when she was saying that after she got off the phone with Ralph Angel, and somehow it came about that she need to slow down and she needs to slow her roll or whatever. She's like, I don't need to slow down. Well, I don't know what the heck you talking about. Well, after the farmers meeting, Vi just passes the fuck out. I don't know if this is one of the emotional moments everybody said. I was like, oh shit, what happened, right? I was concerned. But the fact that she got right back up wasn't too concerned no more, okay? Nova and Dr. Joe had dinner with those folks at the function. And the conversation got even a little more passionate about removing immigrants. And either you remove immigrants, that'll solve the healthcare issue, that'll solve, and you really need the healthcare initiative because all y'all black people getting Zika virus over there in New Orleans on the aftermath of Katrina. I'm like, I mean, it's 10 years later, and 12 years later, ain't it? Katrina was 95? And you saying that the Zika, it's causing the fucking Zika virus? Like, first we was giving out Ebola, wasn't we? What the fuck happened to Ebola? Ebola just disappeared. First black people was giving out Ebola. And now, all of a sudden, now we got the Zika virus, according to him. So, basically, him and Nova really got into an exchange of wits as far as immigration and black people. And Nova like, well, yeah, how about just start sterilizing our asses? You know what I'm saying? Which they are doing that. I don't know if y'all noticed that. I'm going to talk about it in the PNTV. There's a whole prison system down in Texas that's saying that they will take 3 months off of the prisoner's sentence if they sterilize themselves. As if sterilization is supposed to gonna fix them being criminals, or whether the supposed criminals, half of them down there ain't even fucking criminals, they just locked up for being black. But yeah, if y'all sterilize yourselves, you know, stop reproducing out in this motherfucker, stop creating black babies, then we gonna reduce y'all sentence 3 months. And that's pretty much what old boy is getting at, is what I'm saying. Nova and Dr. Joe, they the only black people at this table. And he said, you know, well, we've already hashed out these numbers. That's what Zero Jr. was saying to Nova. That's who going back and forth with Nova. She like, okay, what you mean you hashed out these numbers? He said, ain't that right, Bobby? Looks over to Dr. Joe, Robert Dubois. I still call him Dr. Joe because he looked like Joe, if y'all wonder why I call him that. But he doesn't say anything. He doesn't help defend her. He doesn't help defend what she's saying. It's almost as if he either agrees with Zero Jr. or he's just too meek to say anything. He don't want to like embarrass himself or embarrass us in front of the good white folk, or he don't want to scare the good white folk with his angry black manness. If he actually agrees with Nova, he might come off a little too harsh, or he just want to be yes sir type of dude in this situation. And Nova looking at him like, you being a yes sir type of dude right now? No, bro, this ain't for me. They try to convince Charley and Woods, trying to convince Bobby to go to the doctor. She gets up like, I ain't going nowhere. I'm good, right? She's like, I ain't going nowhere. She said, I'm alright. Ain't shit wrong with me, but y'all motherfucking kids. You, Nova, and Ralph and Andrew, y'all getting on my damn nerves. Y'all need to get together and y'all need to talk to each other. That's all the hell y'all need to do, and I'm gonna be alright. So, like I said, back at dinner, Nova and Zero Jr. going back and forth. He on this Hitler Mussolini type of mentality is basically what he's saying. And afterwards, Nova and Dr. Joe go back to the crib, and she like, he thanks her for shutting Zero Jr. down. And she was like, it sounds like you used to think the same way. So he went on this thing, I ride for my people. I'm down for my people, you know. Touch with other hitters, I'm down from here. He all like that type of situation. I'm there for my black people. But I would not apologize for kissing these good white folks' asses to get what I need in life. Now I got a platform. So basically, I shuck and jive with these motherfuckers to get where the hell I need to be. And you need to do the same, Nova. There was a lady at the end of the table from CNN who you could have used to help promote your platform. And Nova's like, I don't get down like that. He said, well, you should. I don't agree with that shit either. No, you shouldn't. When he says he makes no apologies for playing the game like he did, because he's able to get what he want out of it. And Nova say, well, you know, I don't take people's lives as sport. So, yeah, I don't know how to play that game. Okay, so Darla's support meeting. They celebrating. Like I said, she's at her 2-year mark. Ron comes in, and she's really happy to see him. And I was like, what the fuck is Charley? While the sponsors up there announcing their names and everything, I see Charley sneaking in the back. You see the big fro coming in the back. I knew it was Charley. It wasn't a clear image, but I knew it was Charley. And Ron gets to meet the sponsor, and the sponsor was like, okay, so you're the boyfriend. He's like, yes, I am. She said, you know, this is going to be a long, hard road for her. He said, I know this. Well, if you know this, then I hope you're good. I hope you don't make her fuck up and go back down the wrong path. I'm asking you right now, if you check yourself and you realize right here, right now, that you can't be the man that she needs, you need to fucking bounce right now. Charley sees Darla, and Darla is very appreciative that she was able to come. Pretty much, she understood where Darla was coming from, and all that shit is squashed, and they good now. And she wanted to be there for her, so she is. So I just leave Rod and Charley standing there because Darla had to go off and take some photos. Rod goes and says, hey, Charley, no, Charley says to her, no, he says to him, I got your phone calls, I heard your messages. He's like, yeah, I need that money, I need to stay on payroll, at least keep me on payroll. And she's like, dude, you think I'm really gonna leave you out there like that? He's like, well, I didn't know that you wouldn't answer my phone calls. How was I supposed to know? She said, you're supposed to know because you know me. You my motherfucking family. You my brother. Why the hell would I leave you out there and fuck your life up like that? Knowing that you ain't got no type of income to prove to the parole officer that could fuck you up with Blue. Why would I do that to you? I mean, is that the type of person you think I am? But evidently that is the type of person that he thinks she is. And I'm tired of Charley kissing people's ass. I wasn't even down for Charley like this. I'm so tired of her kissing his ass. I'm so tired of her kissing Remy ass. You keep trying to change who the fuck you are as a person to prove to these motherfucking dudes that I'm a better person. I could be the person you want me to be. You already that person. But Rod, this motherfucker still can't see it. He like, yeah, don't take my money away. And she's like, all I know is that I don't know what's gonna happen with the farm itself. I'm not here for me to have my brother losing or for me to hurt my brother. That's not what I'm here for. So Nova back at home, Vi discussing Dr. Joe. And she was like, you know, I had to get up out there. And Vi was like, girl, why? She's like, Vi, this is what happened. And you know I can't roll with that type of stuff. She said, what you need to be doing is rolling around in the sack with that good black man. She said, you run away from everything. You ran away from your problems here. And you went there and found new problems that you could run away from. You always running from shit. Don't be wasting or losing a good damn black man because you didn't like what was said at the damn dinner. And I hear you, Aunt Vi, but for me, it's not what was said at the dinner. It's what was not said by Dr. Joe. And then what was said later. Basically, shuck and jive with these motherfuckers until you get what you want. And I'm just not here for that. I'm just not here for it. A lot of people keep saying that we need to play the white man's game in order to get ahead. And I'm saying eradicate their fucking game. And I'm just not here for it. So I hear you, Aunt Vi. But I don't know. I just think this is, I don't know. I don't like the matchup anymore. I was here for the Dr. Joe thing. But then I was also saying too before, I hope that they can have some happy moments, because everything is always so fucking serious with them. Everything is always so political, so social, that they can't enjoy each other. And I don't know if that's going to be a good thing. Vi basically told her, you know, when you find something that's good, hold on to that with love and not with desperation. And I felt what she was saying, but I didn't get that in the context of what was going on in this scene. That statement to me sounds like something that she should have been saying to Charley, because later there's a scene of what I call desperation. Davis comes home and he confronts Micah. Micah got the music blasting. He talking real swift in the tongue to Davis. And finally somebody saying to these spoiled ass kids, boy, you better watch your motherfucking mouth. You better check your goddamn self. Turn the goddamn music off, straighten up and fly right, and don't you ever come at me like that again. You know, Micah was still in his feelings. Micah was still like, oh, now you want to be daddy? Now you want to use a day late, a dollar short for that? He said, no, I was always your daddy. And we just need to get you back on a good path. So they still kind of like, I don't even want to say coddling him, but they still walking with caution, because Davis could still sense there is something wrong with my son. So he like, son, what happened to you? And Mike was like, stop asking me about that. He's like, no, what happened to you? Well, Micah tried to leave out the room, and Davis was blocking him. He's like, no, we're going to get to the bottom of this. So Micah throwing this tantrum, an emotional tantrum, because he don't want to address what happened to him that day. But Davis, thank God, did not ease up on this conversation. And Micah finally broke down, and he told him, he said, look, when I got in the car, the officer was being kind of nice at first, had me handcuffed. And then he started driving, and he started talking to, he went past the police station. And first he didn't believe that I was your son. I tried to tell him, but he acted like he didn't believe me. But then he started telling me about how he couldn't stand niggas with silver spoons in their mouths. And he kept saying how he hate niggas with silver spoons. He kept saying it over and over again. He said that then he took him down this little alley. And he took him out the car, and he threw him in the alley, and he said, you know, little niggas with silver spoons in their mouth, I'm gonna take that shit out their mouth, put something else. And I'm thinking, oh my God, did this man try to make him suck his dick? That's my first fucking thought, because trust me, police do that shit. I don't know, they get niggas in jail when they trying to prove to you how big and bad and tough they are. They would fuck you or make you suck their dick to prove how big and bad and tough you are. To get another man to suck this dick, or to get another man to bend over and take his dick in the ass. They think that's being manly. And I know that there are police that do that shit, at least in St. Louis, and probably any other where, because this ain't just, St. Louis ain't the only one that does that shit. So police will try to get you to be big and bad. They try to be big and bad and tough sometimes. And they would try to force the penis in your mouth or in your body, especially if you're a woman. Or they would try to fuck the shit out of you on the spot just to prove how big and bad and tough they are. So that's what I was assuming when he said that the man said he was going to put something else in Micah's mouth. So at this point, this is the only part of this episode that I was getting fucking emotional and mad. But he said that ain't what he did. It was actually a little fucking worse. He came out, told him to open up his mouth, and he stuck that fucking gun in his mouth. If you ever had a gun held to you, the emotions that go through your body, you are racked with fear. And to have somebody put one in your mouth, even though it wasn't his dick. See, men take their guns and they think their gun is their dick, so that's why they try to get bigger and bigger guns and Uzis and AKs and shit, because then the badder the gun, the bigger their dick is. And so he put the gun in his mouth. That's a parallel to him sucking his dick and saying fuck you, right? And he told him that he was gonna take out a nigga like him, and he pulled the motherfucking trigger. Thank God there was no bullet in that gun, because Micah is still here with us right now. At this point in the episode, I had to pause the episode because all the anger washed over me in that moment. I had a little thug tear that was ready to fall because I wanted to go find the cop that pulled Micah over, and I want to fuck him up. And I wonder, what is Davis going to do? Is he going to tell Charley what happened? And if he does tell Charley, then what is Charley going to do? Or what are they going to do as parents together? Micah needs to go to counseling. The police officer needs to be duly addressed. But as we know, 9 times out of 10, ain't shit gonna happen to that motherfucker. He just gonna deny it anyway. And even if he didn't deny it, ain't shit gonna happen to that motherfucker. But I can see he's a good old boy in blue, especially down south. And Forest Rocks had a video that she posted up the other day, and she was talking about her son going off to college, and how she's normally around him, and she's there to protect him anytime that, you know, something happens. But now, not only is he going off to college, he's going even further south than where they currently live now. And just the thought of putting him out in this world with our Commander-in-Chief Zero in office, and all the racial tensions exploding again like it did back in the day. All the fear of having her young black man going off on his own was like real to her, and she like broke down crying. I'm getting upset because Because I'm thinking about what she was talking about in that video. That she broke down crying, thinking about her son Joe going off to college. So this type of situation that just happened to Micah right here, that's what that reminded me of. That's that fear that Rox was talking about her son going away to college on his own in the South in this fucking climate that we're in. I'm getting mad. Oh shit. So this is the part of the show, the episode, that got me upset. Nothing else. Nothing else drew any emotion from me. Just about Micah. Just putting my mind in that place. Ooh, y'all know I hate the crowd camera. But yeah, so if I don't even remember what video it was, but if you watch Forage Rock's channel and you watch all her videos, you know which video I'm talking about. I think she spent like the first 7 minutes of her video talking about her son going away for college, and she got really emotional about that shit. And I'm like, I completely understand. And we have fear for our daughters, but it seems to be even more real for our black men. They will rape and defile our daughters time and time again. Our daughters may make it home raped and defiled, but in most cases, our sons may not make it home at all. So let me get off my soapbox for me. Give me a minute. Okay. Apologize, y'all. I think I'm back. Rock comes home with Darla and Blue, and all the lights are out. He said he forgot to get the extension on the electricity bill paid. It don't even faze Darla at all. She goes to put Blue to bed. Nova's at home getting herself ready for bed. She gets a knock on the door, and it's Dr. Joe. Apparently Nova slipped out while he was at work, and but he comes to tell her he got something for her, and something that Zero Jr. said. He wants to use his words to help them get the funding that they need for the 9th ward. So he's bringing her this gift. I guess it's kind of almost trying to bring home his point of how to play the game and get what they need to get out of these white folks so they can get what they need. I'm assuming that's what that all was about. Charley asked Remy to stop by, and she's offering him apologies about how she treated him. I'm assuming from the last episode when she told him to get the hell out of her office when he told her that she was calculating. And I'm sitting here thinking again, why the fuck are you apologizing to him? Because I feel the same way I felt about Darla and Ralph. Remy owes her a motherfucking apology. But Remy has a way of making Charley feel less than. Every time he says something to her, it's to check her about who she is as a person. And I find that during this season and last season as well, that Remy is always trying to prove to, not Remy, that Charley is always trying to prove to Remy the type of woman that she is. And it's like she's trying to make herself the woman that he wants. Basically, she was saying that I don't want to lose you. He's saying he read the news article and he didn't like that shit. He's gonna go ahead and tell her the truth, because she never mentioned the divorce. And I'm assuming she left out the divorce now. No, she wasn't supposed to mention the divorce in that. He was supposed to make that article about her in the forum like he did. The divorce was supposed to be a totally separate exclusive, but I guess Remy wanted her to mention the fucking divorce in this. He was pissed off about the fact that she didn't mention that divorce. I'm gonna say it again. I don't like fucking Remy. I don't like the way that he talks to her. And it's not that he's trying to make her see what she don't see. This motherfucker wants her to be a certain damn way, and it ain't the southern way. And she keeps trying to adjust to herself and be a chameleon for this motherfucker. And it's working my nerves. And I'm surprised at the people that I see do reviews that like that shit. Okay? So she asked him, don't you want to be with me? He says, I don't know. Usually when people shake their head before they speak, that action is what they really fucking meant. Because sometimes somebody asks you a question, you be like, I'm gonna think about that. you're already shaking your head yes, which already means that you're already giving it some base of approval. So if you start off like this and say, I'm gonna think about that, you see how that motherfucker know. But he said, I don't know. And then Charley goes into this begging mode. Don't you want to just give me a chance? Can we just try? Please, please, please. And she's at the point of tears of begging this man to want her. Y'all might thought that shit was cute. I didn't fucking think it was cute at all. She's here begging in tears. This is what Vi told Nova, that you should find a good man and you hold on to him out of love, not out of desperation. This is what I was referring to when I said this is what I'm seeing as a sign of desperation. Charley needs someone to love her so bad that she's willing to change herself for this man. Herself that she didn't think was an issue. In actuality, other than her controlling nature on the business end of things, I didn't, yeah, that's the only thing I saw. She was very controlling in business. So basically he agrees. I'm gonna go ahead and stay with your ass, your begging ass. I was not fucking here for it. I don't understand why people are, but I'm not. Darla come back in the room. Ralph Angel got candles lit everywhere. So I'm not sure if the lights were really out or he set that shit up. But they clicked the light, they didn't come on. But he got candles all over. She's like, oh, this shit is beautiful. It's beautiful. And he was talking about how happy he was to see her at her meeting. And how proud it made him feel. You know. And he said, you know, she said, you want me to go and stay tonight? He said, yeah, I want you to stay tonight. And tomorrow. And tomorrow after that. And the next one. And the next one after that. I knew what was coming because I had watched the preview. And I was kind of mad I watched the preview. But he said, I'm not trying to be a distraction to you. But I want to ride with you forever. And I want you here with me. Forever. Forever, ever. Forever. Where I got down on one knee. Presented the ring. I'm not sure where he got the ring from. I'm not sure where he got the money from. I don't know if he took the money out of the $5,000 micro loan that he got instead of putting it towards the farm and his soybean and bought her ring. I don't know where he got it from because Narada and Handle got doggone money. He's having trouble paying the bills. If the electricity is really out, then there's no fucking reason the daughter should have a goddamn ring when you can't fucking pay your electric bill. When your farm about to crash, there's no reason why you should be buying a fucking ring. You can get married without a ring, but okay, I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna digress on that shit too. She agrees to marry him. He was all full of tears and stuff. And I'm sitting here thinking just last episode, maybe a week ago, I'm not sure what's the time passed between the reading of the will and now, that you just kicked her out the house. You were just controlling her, telling her what she can and cannot do. Just a month or two ago, Darla just moved back out of the house because she said she needed to grow for herself. And now here you're all saying that you're finna get married. I don't think Darla's ready for marriage. Ralph damn sure ain't ready for marriage. You still begging your sister for a goddamn fake W-2 or check stub just so you can prove to your parole officer that you got income coming in. Because right now we still ain't made no money on this farm. Darla is the sole income source. They gonna get married, or at least they got engaged, or he just proposed. But I'm not sure if Rod did that for them because he really wanted her. He said he loved that woman. He wanted to spend a life with her. He said that. But did he do that only because Blue was like, I want my mama here? Because you know he gonna do everything he can for Blue. He wanted to keep Blue happy. I'm not happy about this marriage proposal either. Like I said, I may be the only person out here in TV land that feels this way. The only situation that made me emotional was Micah, because of how hard it hits at home. I mean, right here now in the state of Missouri, the NAACP has issued a fucking travel ban to people of color, letting you know that if you brought your ass to the state of Missouri, be wary that you may lose your motherfucking life because of the amount of discrimination and racism that exists in the state of Missouri. Misery is what some people call it. In the state of misery, Missouri, that you as a black person, a person of color, would not be treated with respect. You would be treated with less than humane. There's a fucking travel advisory issued by the NAACP. This is the first one they have issued in 108 years. The last time it was done was during the Jim Crow era. So like the situation with Micah, that shit's real, you know. That was the only emotional part for me. I said I was weary when Vi passed out. I was. But this the situation with Micah, what do y'all think that Davis and or Charley is gonna do? Do you think Davis is gonna go try to handle it on his own? Is he gonna let Charley know? I think if Charley finds out, she's gonna go off the rails. That's what I think. Do you think that Nova being with Dr. Joe, knowing his thought process and how they approach handling community, do you think that is that's a good matchup? You know, everybody wanted her to be with somebody black. I did too. Everybody said that she needs somebody on her intellectual game. I did too. She needed somebody, a social presence in the community. I did too. But their approach is so different that it can cause nothing but conflict unless one or the other changes who they are as a person. The Remy Charley hookup, are y'all here for that? And why are y'all here for that? Am I the only one that sees that he downgrades Charley? Is downgrade the word I'm looking for? He talks down to Charley because she is not in their social class. You know, you get some, you see people, people in a lower social class sometimes dog out people that have made it, or they dog out people with money, and they try to make them tell them how disconnected they are to being black, or being, you know, real and authentic, or being down. And that's what Remy does to me, to Charley. So no, I don't fucking like that hookup. What's wrong with Vi? She is a lot older than everybody. I think Vi's supposed to be 63 or 68. She in her 60s. I know that. She's 20 years older than Wood. So I think she's 63 and Wood's 43. What do you think is wrong with her though? Ralph Angel and Darla's proposal. You think they ready for that? With Darla just moving out a few months ago, or a few weeks ago maybe, because she needed to grow on her own. Yeah, it was a few months ago, because she said that she was only a couple months away from sobriety, and now it's sobriety day. She just moved out a couple months ago, saying she needed to grow on her own, find her own place. She just got a job. She just getting her feet wet at the job. She ain't been there that damn long. And he's already bitching about that just yesterday. He's already trying to control her, tell her what she can and cannot do in relation to the family, or what. Just yesterday. And now today they want to get married. I don't agree. Tell me what y'all think about that.